What is going on, guys? We're here today on the range just at 50 yards. You can see we've got the RCBS 244 95 grainer with gas checks, powder coated, and my specific alloy. They are 98 grains. We're testing red dot powder, starting at 8 grains. I'm going to use this on the large target up top just to see where we're hitting. I've got 4 of these charges to try out. So we're going to do that and then move up in half grain increments up to a little bit above the maximum from the 3rd edition Lyman cast manual. Again, red dot powder, 50 yards, Savage Axis 243. We got a Vortex Diamondback 4 to 16. And yep, I really need a new trigger. Really need to work on the stock and get it from rubbing on the barrel until we can get a new stock after we upgrade our trigger eventually. So let's just see what we can do with some old cast bullets here. I think I see one about 1 mil low. I'm going to do these others here. Oh, that's dirty. Look at that neck. That barely, well, didn't really seal up at all. Very nice. We've got federal cases here. And these are actually 243 head stamps. As opposed, wow. Got to make sure to bump those back a little bit next time. Yeah, actually 243 head stamps as opposed to previously with 308 reformed brass into 243. So I think I see us about 1 mil low and like a 1/10 to the right. So let's just keep holding in the center of the red there. Okay, yeah, that one's maybe a couple inches lower than the first shot. Could be a fouling and powder swap thing, or, you know, barrel changing. Who knows? Let's just keep shooting. Could be a crappy load. That's all. Yeah, and obviously these need resized a little better. Okay. Looks like some vertical stringing, which just means velocity inconsistencies, which could be very probable depending on how well our cases are sealing and all that fun stuff. There's a lot of variables when you have 8 grains of the flake powder in a case that can hold 45 grains of other powders in the proper burn range. Yeah, very cool. Just a perfect vertical stringing there. All right, so we're gonna move up to 8.5 grains and jump down to the bottom target. We're gonna go to the top right target, and I'm actually gonna dial up. Let's see. I'm a little bit low, so we need to come up almost an entire mil. I'm gonna do a half, so up a half a mil. Okay, so only 4 shots on this charge. Top left target. Okay. That one looks a little bit cleaner burning. Yeah, looks like we're already cleaner burning, potentially reaching proper pressure to seal the mix. Heck yeah, folks. Got 3 of them touching there and 1 slightly outside, so up to 9 grains. We're going to jump over to the top right target now. Very nice. And actually I'm going to come up another couple clicks there just to get closer to that so we don't fall off the paper when we get to the bottom. So the point of shift change from this is probably me moving it up, not the change in powder charge. Wow, bullseye. Maybe that was a bad idea because now I'm going to lose my point of aim. But yeah, that case is actually really clean. And our primers are still very flattened, or primers are still very round. So no sign of anything there. Felt like I jerked a little on that, trying to get better at controlling my breathing, along with fighting this abysmal trigger. Man. I don't want to call these tack drivers because we're just at 50 yards, but that one went a lot easier than the last few. But yeah, we're doing pretty good so far. Maybe I will come back down a few clicks just so I have a consistent point of aim on the next couple targets. Man, unless there's one just way off of the paper, I am already very pleased with this. It really helps when you have some optics that allow you to see things, you know, because I'm freaking blind. I got my prescription, you know, updated on my glasses before the insurance ran out over the new year or whatever, and it didn't change a whole lot, but man, I'm not good at seeing without my glasses. So here we are at the middle target, and we're at 9.5 grains. Also, I forgot to adjust the scope like I said I was going to, but if it looks like we're going to keep climbing in velocity and maybe the trajectory is moving upwards, I can leave it there. Or that was a wildly inconsistent shot, and we'll have to learn how to do better. Yeah, primers are still round as heck, and we've got a pretty good clean burning case neck there. You know, they'll sit around the neck like we did on this first couple charges there. Boink. That's pretty good showing there too. Again, we're only at 50 yards, but with my poor eyesight, we look to be about an inch or so. Not too bad for a cast load. But this is the next charge we're at, is where they suggested back in the 80s or whenever that manual came out, is that, oh, this is our max charge. Oh yeah. But I went ahead and went a half grain higher than that, because I'm a dummy, and now we have powder coating and whatever. We made advancements since 30,000 was the max pressure for a cast rifle load. Okay, alrighty, let's do this. Bottom left. I can see my reticle jumping around with my heartbeat, so I gotta learn to control that too. Yeah, still nothing wrong with the primers, still a clean burn. but theoretically this is where your accuracy falls off based on your pressure, and that's why I'm not even looking at the velocity yet, because it doesn't matter what velocity you're moving with cast bullets. It's about the pressure they're able to withstand based on their hardness, gas check and coating and all that good stuff. So once we find a good load, we can figure out how fast we're moving and maybe be surprised by that. Ooh, look at them two. They're hanging out together. Those two are friends. Let's see if this other little guy wants to be their friend. I'm also learning how to use these bags, and I'm not even using a proper rear bag, but I'm trying to let the gun just rest and kind of squeeze the bag to move it up or down. And so I'm learning a whole bunch of crap along with trying to test my ammunition. So, you know, there's about 38,000 variables at play here. Well, I screwed up my point of aim. For whatever reason, as soon as I do that and I see that bright yellow or a different bullet hole or whatever, it's like my crosshair just gravitates off of the actual dot into wherever I just shot. But let's just shut up and keep shooting. I feel like I jerked that. I can't even see where that one went. Last one here at 10 grains of Old Hercules red dot. Okay, that one was just to the left side of the sticky, so. Alright. Like I said, I can see my heart beating around and my dots just, or my crosshairs are just jumping around the dot. So I need to get better. This is what I'm saying. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to say these are shooting pretty well. So now we're going into dangerous territory here, folks. Do not try at home, especially since I've got 60-year-old powder that a different brand makes now with obviously a different formula. We're on a different lot number these days, so work up your own loads, and this is where I'm expecting it to just fall apart. That one sounded a little hotter, but yeah, we're not at any kind of pressure as far as our case maximum pressure, but we're probably near the pressure of the limit of this cast lead. But yeah, that shot was a little way high, actually, is what it looks like. So we could just be in the middle of a point of impact shift, which seems pretty wild. See if we can put all three of these last ones up there together. I was wiggling around on that one. Oh yeah, clean cases, rounded primers. See if we can shoot better. Oh yeah, gotta size these cases more. Cool, well that felt like a pretty good hold. It looks like we're in the middle of the point of impact shift. Wow, that breeze is just ripping down the back of my shirt, so I got excuses, man. And if that's the most adversity I face today, then well, it's a good day. Let's go check it out. Let's see how we did. Alright guys, check this out. So here was our very first lowest charge. I think that was 8 grains. I said we had that awesome vertical stringing. Wow. So here's my point of aim. And then from here I adjusted up 1 mil. We come down here sorry, I adjusted a 1/2 mil. So now we're aiming here. I've got 4 here. That's really not too bad. I think we're under 1 inch. 3 of those are all hanging out together. This one, 9 grains. There's all 5 shots. And probably a 1/2 inch there. Holy crap. But like I said, I hit this and then it messed up my point of aim because obviously I can't see the same target I was shooting at one shot previously. Anyways, excuses. That's pretty awesome right there. I think that's 8, 8.5, 9 grains. 9.5 grains here. This is even 3 touching, 2 right there. Again, all of that within 1 inch at 50. Moving up to 10 grains, which was the maximum. Yeah, another within 1 inch there. All of those are almost touching. And it looks like our very last 10.5 grain charge, we jumped up quite a bit. I didn't make any adjustments, but you can see that 1/2 grain charge pushed these all the way up to here. But they're still pretty close together. That is within, probably again within 1 inch. But we're at 50 yards, so you can extrapolate that out to whatever MOA you want to call it. I'm going to say this is pretty impressive for some cast loads. I might go between here and here because it looks like we have a pretty identical point of impact, and these group sizes are probably just about the same, so that could be really awesome. Or right in here, it looks like we had a slight point of impact shift from here-ish to slightly up as we gain in velocity. So this one is a little bit right, this one moves up a bit, whereas this charge is also a little bit higher. So these two are behaving as closely as any were, because we can see this jump from this jump did have a 1/2 mil of adjustment in it, but also it jumped more than a 1/2 mil up the page. So I think I'm going to try something between these charges, and now we can get to testing that overall length issue I was talking about, where my bullet jams into the lands at the distance we have them, but also the case overall length with the brass doesn't allow me to see it any lower, because we'll be into the ogive of the bullet rather than actually holding on to the surface area, the bearing surface of the bullet. But holy crap, I'm pretty excited about this stuff. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Let me know what you think down below, and go check out dummyroundreloading.com. We'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.